I'm Jonathan Watt with the Tara Group International. We hope you're enjoying our series on church history, and we are looking today to consider the church in the Middle Ages. If you would like to support our ministry, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. We're talking about the church's ascent in the Middle Ages, things that changed significantly during the Middle Ages. As the sun set on the Roman Empire, a new power rose from its shadows, the Christian church. The fall of Rome in 476 AD was not just the end of an era. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in which the Christian church stepped into that vacuum left by a crumbling empire and its loss of leadership. Now, far from being a passive observer of these drastic cultural and political changes, the church actively shaped and transformed the social and the political landscape throughout the Middle Ages, leaving a legacy for us today as well. The Roman Empire had long been a beacon of political and cultural influence, but its decline was hastened by internal strife and external pressures, violent and otherwise, and in its place, the church emerged as a unifying force. The declaration of Christianity as the state religion by the Emperor Constantine in the 4th century turned out to be a pivotal moment. It not only identified and sidelined pagan beliefs, but also positioned the church as a central authority in medieval life in the centuries to follow. This transformation was not just religious, it was political as well, for the church began to wield power that actually rivaled or even surpassed that of traditional political entities. And during this era, the church became more than a spiritual guide, for better and for worse. It was a political powerhouse. The papacy and the clergy engaged in active diplomacy, particularly with the barbarian kingdoms that had risen to power and were coming in to effectively bring about Rome's fall. These new rulers, often pagan or adherents of Arian Christianity themselves, were gradually converted to Nicene or a more mainstream Christianity. And leaders like, St. Patrick and St. Augustine of Canterbury were instrumental in these efforts, paving the way for the church to extend its influence across Europe. The conversion of influential leaders such as Clovis, king of the Franks, around AD 500, in what is modern-day France, exemplifies how the church's reach extended beyond spiritual matters to actually reshape the political landscape as well. So the church's role in governance became so entrenched that it effectively operated as a parallel government, controlling not just religious matters, but also political powers and intellectual discourse. Now, that situation extended even further when Charlemagne was crowned emperor over what came to be called the Holy Roman Empire in the year 800. It was sort of a polity of the central and western kingdoms of Europe, which included what is today Germany, but also some of the neighboring regions. Charlemagne was not only leading the political entity known by that name, the Holy Roman Empire, but was seen as a leader and protector of the church as well. So things were significantly changing, as you can tell, as we reach across the Middle Ages. The church's ascent to power was not without its challenges, chiefly because of the ongoing tension between ecclesiastical and secular authorities. However, the period of church history highlights the church's adaptability and a strategic acumen, and by aligning itself with emerging powers and leveraging its growing influence, the church not only survived the fall of Rome, but went on, as you can see, to thrive, becoming a cornerstone of medieval society. So in summary, the decline of the Roman Empire set the stage for the church's rise to prominence, and as the new custodian, if you will, of Roman tradition and authority, the church effectively filled the void left by the empire's collapse and steering the course of history in the Middle Ages and beyond, in which the prevailing political or military leaders also set the tone for that region's religion. Now, if you're interested in having a staff member for Tara Group International speak at your event or your church or lead a talk for your organization, please contact us to schedule a free 15-minute consultation. We'd be glad to meet with you.